When I was a kid, if I wanted to do something, I would do it. If I wanted to learn how to sculpt, I would sculpt a little clay sculpture, win a clay sculpting prize at an art museum. If I wanted to learn how to draw or paint, I would do that. It's just, I felt like if I believed it, I can do it. That was pretty much the greatest thing I could have ever like thought as a kid. Like as a child, I understood the idea of manifestation, even if I didn't know what it was. I didn't know manifestation. I didn't know that term. I didn't know how to spell that. I'm pretty sure I don't know how to spell it now. Like MACT station. But growing up, I would quite literally manifest things. I'm going to learn how to ride this bike and I'm not going to fall. Ride the bike, take off the training wheels. I'm going to learn how to skateboard. I'm going to get this skateboard and I'm going to ride. I'm not going to bust my head open. And a lot of people would say, oh, well, you're just naturally good at it. And what I've noticed was there was a lot of young people around me that were quite literally doing the same thing that I was doing. It was not like a fear of embarrassment. It was more of like, I'm just going to do this. And it was not a declaration that was announced. It was a declaration that was chanted within, and the chant within others would kind of like echo, and you would just feel the bass of he's going to get this done. It's like you just knew she was going to make that jump because she's chanting to herself unconsciously. So that I'm going to get on this skateboard and I'm going to do this trick. And you knew she was going to do it because you can hear it. It was this mantra. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this damn thing. And you can feel it. It was so magical growing up in the hood or whatever you would like to call it, where, I was like a few of black kids with a skateboard and I'll ride around just skateboarding, practicing on my bike, doing wheelies, doing catwalks, whatever you want to call it. All right, Gil, that's enough reminiscing. How does this relate to now? It's just a lot of things. There's so many scenarios where, hey, I'm going to do that. I'm going to become friends with that person. I'm going to photograph this model. Hey, you see that girl? Me and her, we're going to be great friends. I'm going to be great friends with him. I'm going to start podcasting. I'm going to become a photographer. It just kind of felt like I can do anything. It just gave me that cheat code that I use now to get things done. Like now, if I say to myself, I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to do it. If I say it to myself in that tone and it resonates with my inner self and it just awakens this, I don't know what it is. It's just something where it's like, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to do it no matter what. I'm going to learn this trick. I'm going to learn how to do this specific thing. I'm going to learn math. I remember when I was in elementary school, I would tell myself I can do anything but math. I was like, I can do all that. I can write. I can do all the cursive writing. I can draw. I can paint. I can sculpt. I can do everything but math. And I've always said that to myself. I spoke it to myself. I spoke it to my inner self. So when math approached my vicinity, I broke down. I didn't want to even understand it because unconsciously as a child, I'm telling myself I can't do this before I even try. Even though as a kid, I knew that I can do anything if I put my mind to it. I didn't even put my mind to it. I know I can do it if I just said I can do it. I will do it. But for some odd reason, even though I understood this grandiose spiritual cheat code to success in life, there were specific things where I said to myself, I can't do this. As I got older, the list of I can't started to grow, and I allowed myself to be poisoned by reality, essentially, because I just started to realize, oh no, I can't do that. I can't do math. Oh no, I can't do architecture. I can't do none of that. There's math. Architecture has math. I know how to draw buildings. I know how to draw realism. No, I can't do that because there's math involved. I would stay away from specific things. I can't drive stick shifts, so I can't do that. Until I actually put myself in these predicaments where in high school, for some odd reason, geometry. I was in geometry class, and I failed algebra several times over, and I would skip it. But in order to graduate high school, I have to take algebra. So I don't know how I finessed my schooling, but I think I took geometry first, and I had a geometry class, and the teacher was reading the formula out to me, and I was like, wait, hold on here. As long as I have the formula, I'm good. Well, duh, Gil, there's always been a formula. But for some odd reason, even though I knew this in my mind, it's like, no, you can't do it because it's math. So I started to pretty much kill math. And it became so fun. Then later on, I just started to realize, oh, wait, hold on here. We're back to square one. When I started my life as a kid, I can do anything. I couldn't do anything. And I remember when I was in the fourth grade, I had a debate with some friends. I remember a lot of things from my childhood, unnecessary things that will serve nothing but content for a podcast. But I was having this conversation with these young ladies, and I was stressing to them that there really is no such thing as talent, because basically everybody's talented and can have access to do everything that everybody else does. It's all about a sense of belief. Can you believe you can do it? You can do it. But ultimately, we're kind of held back by society's norms. And they looked at me as if I was crazy, and they called me stupid. And I just was like, no, think about it. Like, anybody can learn how to dance. You could just have to dance. You could just dance. And they're like, well, you dance. Like, well, at a young age, a fourth, fifth grader, that I've already told myself that I can't dance, so I'm not going to. But I'm just letting you know that if there's somebody without this blocker seeing somebody dance, they can dance. They can learn how to sing. They can sing. It's all about, do you really, really, really believe that you can do it? Being in the fourth and fifth grade, hearing these girls tell me, you're stupid. That's so dumb. I just knew that the way that I was thinking was just like so far ahead of some people. And it's just like, I believe this, I can do this. I believe I can do this. And I was doing so much. I was doing a lot as a kid. Too much, in fact. I'm still doing too much now. And I still smile every single time I get something done, because I have that voice in my mind and my heart where, hey man, you can do it. I used to work at this place, and this place had so much opportunities. I would quite literally jump from job to job to job within this job. And there are people telling me like, damn, like every time I see you, you're doing something new. I really would like to try that, but I don't know if I'm qualified. I don't know if I can do it. I said, just apply and just know that you're going to get the job. Like, believe that you get the job, you get it. That's how I got these jobs. Believe you're going to get the job. You got it already. And I know it takes more than just belief, but you have to put in the work too as well. Like when I was doing these ollies, I believed that I would literally kick, push, and get enough speed. But me kicking the back of my board up, I had to do that. I had to kick the board up. When I was doing the wheelie on my bike, I had to pedal fast enough to get enough momentum, put my handlebars up, and keep pedaling and hold balance. Belief is not enough to do that. I can believe it, but I still have to physically do it. Just like getting a job, just like getting a girlfriend, just like talking to women. You can you could think in your heart of hearts of how you're going to talk to this girl. Hey, what's up, little mama? Hey, what's going on? Hey, my name's Jerome. So, this is my little BMW right here. So, you know what I'm saying? We could check to my spot. We'll go to the club real quick. And they'll be like, get away from me. Like, because that's not how you're going to say it. You probably thought you said it like that, but you probably said it, my name Jerome. I got my BMW right here. You want to go to my house? No, that's not how that's going to happen. You have to literally think it, believe it, and do it. Execute. Execute is quite literally the most important part of this equation, a part of this formula, this cheat code of life. You have to believe it, but execute and do it. That was like a nice trip down memory lane, because I remember when I got my first manual transmission car, I didn't know how to drive stick shift. And I'm driving Stalling us when the car just shuts off because you're not driving it right. You're not driving it safely. And it's bad. So I'm stalling out in the middle of the road. Light turns green. I can't move. I'm driving around. I left the barbershop. The car that I was driving was a 2002 Saturn Ion. It was a 2003 Saturn Ion. It was a sky blue. Loved that car. So we're at the light. We just left the barbershop and the car stalls out. Boom. I'm not driving it right. And I'm in the middle of traffic. People are honking their horns. Get out of the road, kid. Your light's green. And I'm just like, stressing, literally just annoyed that I can't drive this car. And it's just, come on, just do it. Just drive the car. It's something that you wanted. Just drive it. And I couldn't drive it. I couldn't deal with the pressure. I wish there was a happy story for this part where it's like, and then I believed in myself. Then I put the car into gear. Then I shifted. Then I pressed the clutch. Then I shifted second gear. Then I shifted. Nope, none of that. A homeless guy knocked on my window and asked me if we can take him home, if he can take us home and help us out. And the homeless guy literally just was showing me, hey, so this is how you do it. Oh, it's your first time driving stick? I'm like, yeah, I literally just got this car, don't know how to drive it. I'm practicing. He's like, oh, well, do it like this. And the homeless guy drove us home the whole way. And the whole way he's explaining me shifting properly and doing all these other things. And I'm just like, great. That's fantastic. Oh my God. He's just like, I don't want anything from you. Just, drive safe and, happy you got home. And I drove the car, we parked the car in the yard. So just so happened to be a Haitian homeless guy. So I'm like, dude, I want you to meet my parents because they're going to love this story. And he's like, yeah, sure. Then he just left. He just took off. Didn't see him. My parents like, who was it? My little brother was like, it was a guy. It was a homeless guy. So, but after that, I was still learning. And I told myself, dude, you got this thing because you wanted to learn how to drive it. Why did you allow outside forces stop you from doing the thing that you wanted to do? You knew how to do it, but I allowed the honking of the horns, the pressuring. Mind you, I was like 17, 18 years old, still a young kid. But I just was like, all right, next time something as stressful like that happens, I'm just going to zone out, focus on what I got to focus on and do what I have to do. And with that experience, just being stuck into traffic, I think about that a lot when I'm trying to do something. I shut out all the noise. If I'm at work, if I'm doing a photo shoot with a client, if I'm recording a podcast and there's lots of commotions, I'm just going to focus on my task, get what I need to get done, and then everything else comes after that. But yeah, I just want to leave y'all with that and let y'all know that you can do anything. Just believe it, execute, do it. And everybody else telling you that you can't do you can't do it, you suck. It's going to hurt, listening to everybody else. And sometimes it might be louder than your inner voice, but sometimes you just have to learn how to shut them off and do what you got to do. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for listening. If you love the podcast, send in a question or review to contact@guildormis.com. Everything is in the description of the podcast. Love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. Peace.